Imagine you could hire an employee who never sleeps, never complains, and can literally handle almost any digital task you throw at them. Well, that's kind of the promise of a new AI called OpenClaw, and it feels way less like a simple app and a lot more like a true digital coworker. Today, we're going to dive into how this open source project is completely changing the game.
I mean, let's be real for a second. The AI assistants we use every day, they're great for, setting a timer for your pizza or playing that one song you like. But is that really the world-changing intelligence we were all promised? It really feels like we've been stuck with these conversational alarm clocks when the true potential of AI was always so much bigger.
And yeah, this is a classic David versus Goliath story, right? While the world's biggest tech companies were busy building these super polished but very limited assistants, a passionate open source community was quietly building something way more powerful from the ground up. It's just a great reminder that real innovation, it often doesn't come from the top.
So the main problem with all the mainstream AI is what people call the walled garden. Think of it like this. You get to visit a beautiful park, but you're not allowed to plant your own flowers, you have no idea how it's maintained, and oh yeah, the park owner is watching every single thing you do. That's what it's like. You have very little real control, and your data is ultimately being used to help the company, not you. I mean, the difference here is just night and day. The corporate AI stuff is convenient, sure, but it's also incredibly restrictive. Open source AI, on the other hand, lives right there on your own machine. That gives you complete privacy, total control, and basically limitless potential. It's the difference between renting an apartment and owning your own home. So, how do we break out of that walled garden? Well, enter OpenClaw. And this project isn't just a piece of software, it's a whole community. It's got this fun, nerdy culture, complete with its own space lobster mascot. It's just a dead giveaway that this is something being built with real passion, not just for profit. At its core, OpenClaw is a personal AI that lives on your computer. You talk to it through the chat apps you're probably already using, like WhatsApp or Telegram. But listen, the most important part of that definition is that little phrase, actually does things. This is not just another chatbot, it is an action taker. So how does it pull all this off? Well, for starters, it has full access to your system. That means it can read files, run code, and control your web browser, just like you can. It also has a persistent memory, so it actually learns about you and your preferences over time. It doesn't just forget everything after each conversation. And because it's open source, the community is constantly building new skills and plugins, making it smarter every single day. And one user just hit the nail on the head. This isn't about some slick lockdown product. It's about having the raw power and control to make the AI truly yours. It's the difference between being a passenger in a car and getting behind the wheel and driving it wherever you want to go.
Okay, now here's where we need to shift our thinking a little bit. This is the big idea. Stop thinking of OpenClaw as just another tool. Instead, think of it as your very first digital employee, a seriously capable teammate you can delegate real, meaningful work to.
So what can this digital coworker actually do? I love this quote. Imagine an AI with its own virtual desk, just ready to tackle any task you send its way with a simple message. The things people are already doing with this in the real world are just mind-blowing. So let's check out a few. Okay, for any software developers out there, this is a total game changer. One user has their OpenClaw monitoring their app for errors, figuring out how to fix them, writing the new code, and then submitting those changes for approval. All of it completely on its own. And it's not just stuck in the digital world either. OpenClaw can actually interact with the physical world. For instance, one user connected it to their smart air purifier to proactively manage the air quality in their room based on their personal health data. I mean, that is truly personalized automation. And then you get these stories that are just wild. Get this. One user had OpenClaw draft a strongly worded email to their insurance company. And it was so effective that it actually got a rejected claim reopened and investigated. Imagine having an AI that can handle the tedious, annoying life admin that we all hate doing. And the scale of what's possible here is just staggering. When one user was asked what they use OpenClaw for, their answer was as simple as it was profound. Just, it's running my company. Okay, this is where things start to feel like actual science fiction. A user wanted to connect OpenClaw to their to-do list app. So they didn't learn to code or build a plugin. They just asked the AI to do it. And it did. It wrote its own plugin on the fly to give itself a brand new skill. Just incredible. All right, let's look at one more super tangible example.
A user sends a simple message from their phone. Build a simple website for some of my favorite articles. That's it. That is the entire prompt.
And boom, here's the result. A fully functional website, built entirely from that one text message. And the user did this from their phone while putting their baby to sleep. That's not just powerful. That's a whole new level of accessibility.
The excitement around this is just off the charts. We're talking 19 days. Just 19 days after it came out, users were already calling it nuts and proactive AF. And because it's open source with this whole community building on it, the pace of improvement is just unbelievably fast.
And this user, I think, just sums up the whole feeling perfectly. Look, ChatGPT showed us the incredible power of talking to an AI. OpenClaw represents that next massive leap forward. It shows us the power of an AI that can actually act.
So if having just one of these digital employees is basically like having a superpower, what happens when you scale that up? I mean, what happens when you don't just hire one, but you build an entire team of them? This right here is the vision that has the community so completely electrified. A team of autonomous agents working for you, 24/7, with full context on all your goals and all your projects. It might sound like something out of the distant future, but the foundations for it are being built right now by people all over the world. We've seen an AI that can write code, manage your smart home, argue with your insurance company, and even help run a business. So the question is no longer if we'll have truly useful personal AI, but what are we going to do with it? So I'll leave you with this. What is the very first task you would delegate to your new digital employee?